Remember when the pandemic first came to America and the slogan was, "We're all in this together"? Well, it's months later. Things are, sorry to say, even worse. But we're still all in this together. And in this episode, we just want to offer you some words of encouragement and solidarity.
Welcome to the podcast where it's all about living your love story and making your life and world a story where love wins. My name is Sienna.
And my name is Toast. We've been partners in life, love, and music since 2001. Welcome to our podcast.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today.
Welcome, pull up a chair.
We haven't really done one of these more check-in type podcasts, but felt like, okay, I think we're due for one. Let's have a nice check-in. I will say that if you're not doing this, please do this. Okay, please do this. Make sure that during this time that, you know, we're self-quarantined, hopefully you're still doing it in some way, shape, or form, that you take advantage of free trials of stations.
I'm sure so many people are doing that.
Well, we weren't until recently.
And what we mean are like free trials of...
Like HBO, free trial of Showtime, free trial of whatever. So Toast was, believe it or not, it was Toast looking for a movie for us to watch.
And it's a believe it or not
one.
moment because I am not the TV watching person in our
you are not
family here.
You can barely last a movie. In fact, you didn't even last through this movie that you chose.
That's right. Yes.
You didn't.
That's how bad I am at watching movies, generally.
And then when you are into it, you're half the time you're confused with like some of the stuff I like to watch that has like a confusing, like there's like a mystery thing in it, and you're like, wait, who is that? Isn't that the same lady? I'm like, that is not the same lady. But stop asking, because you're interrupting the flow here.
But in my defense, it's probably because I'm just not paying attention enough. Like if I was actually paying attention, I'd like to think that I would keep up.
But you're like, who is that? Isn't that the same lady from before? I'm like, that is not the same lady. That other lady was blonde. This lady's a brunette. What are you talking about? Bad. I know, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay, anyway, so Toast picked the movie Alpha.
I remember seeing the preview for it back in the days when, you know, you could go to an actual movie theater. Mm-hmm. This was a year ago, maybe more than a year ago. And I thought, oh, that's I like the subject matter. Mm-hmm. And I waited for it to come out and we just never saw it. And now it's finally available, but only if you get a free trial
on Stars.
So we did it.
So we got a free trial on Stars. But Alpha was such a sweet movie. It was such a sweet movie. It's about how the wolf became domesticated into a dog. Is that right?
What we now know today as man's best friend.
Yes.
But you know, the only thing I thought, and I said this several times to Sienna, and she agreed. I think I would have bought into the movie much earlier if it had opened with just words on the screen saying something to the effect of, "This is a myth."
Oh, yeah.
About how the wolf became man's best friend.
Yeah.
Because we were poking holes. It was, because it was, you know, without that, this is a myth.
Yeah.
Just those 4 words would have done so much work to allow you to, you know,
to relax
that willing
about
suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
Where you're going like, I don't know if
they wouldn't have that then.
Yeah, these caveman people look like they're wearing Patagonia, you know. So
where are they getting the paint to decorate the rocks?
Right.
Is it blood?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we didn't need to go through those kinds of cynical remarks if we had just been set up from the beginning that, you know, this is a myth. It's not supposed to be actual ancient history.
Or we're just too peanut gallery like.
Yeah.
So anyways, take advantage of those opportunities to get a free trial. I am excited to take advantage of yet again HBO, because I was on a free trial several months ago and started watching The Outsider. which was so good. So good. Another wonderful series that Jason Bateman is in. But I just got through like the first third, and I just didn't want to pay for HBO. I just feel like,
We already pay for...
there's just so many channels. But I got hooked into the story, and I feel like, okay, many months have passed. Maybe they will let me sign up for a free trial
And
again,
here you
and I can
are.
finish it.
And here you are putting it out on, to the whole world that, I'm trying to, get another free trial, HBO. All
That
right.
sounds horrible. Doesn't that sound horrible? Should we pay for it?
I think they'll survive.
Okay. So I'm excited about that. And if you have Netflix and you are a Jason Bateman fan, you must watch Ozark. Okay, that's all. I'll leave it.
Okay.
That's all. Okay.
Right. That's all of our comments
All right.
from the Peanut Gallery for that stuff. Okay, so now we're going to go into the main topic.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know in our podcasts earlier, in the beginning phase of the pandemic, every episode we were touching base on the situation that we are in. And now 5 months in, almost 6 months, and almost starting a third season in this pandemic. We are here. Numbers are higher. And so we really wanted to just check in with all of you.
And I also have to acknowledge the authoritarianism in the United States has worsened. Don't want to be a downer, but we do want to keep it real. This is real grown up stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, I have noticed that, I'm sure everyone has noticed that anxiety is on the rise. But something I have personally noticed with the people around me is that more and more people are going to therapy, which I think is great.
Yes.
If you find the right therapist, yes, reach out for help and get that support. I think part of it is being self-quarantined and being in the situation that we're all in. There's really less distractions now. So I think I think we have all been carrying around anxiety in some way, shape, or form, obviously like before the pandemic. But I think because now we're stripped of a lot of social interactions and going out and doing this and all of that stuff that we can allow to just keep us outside of our bodies. I think we're feeling it more, as well as truly having more anxiety.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of coming from both ends, right? That the pressure and the tension and the weight is coming from both ends. It's coming from the actual situation that we are all in, collectively and individually. I mean, from the public health standpoint, from the economic standpoint, from the political standpoint. I mean, it's from all quarters there.
Yeah.
And as you said, because of the public health situation, the quote unquote normal means of coping, whether healthily or not, are limited.
Very limited.
So yeah,
very limited.
it's tough.
It is. At the same time, I want to be the voice of just saying that, it's that same thing that people say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
And you just want to say, oh, shut
Yeah, and you
up.
might want to just like slap the person that says that.
Yeah.
But here I am. I'm going to say that.
You're putting your face out there. No.
Okay, I really want to share this because this is real. This is
Okay.
real for me.
Okay.
I feel like there is a gift in this pandemic. And maybe gift might not be the best word, but I see it as a gift that we are being called to nurture our inner lives. To go inward, to really assess our values. I think a lot of us think we know our values.
Yes.
But
Yes.
do
I
you
identify
really,
with this.
do
Yes.
do you really value those things?
Yes.
And I know for myself, those things have been made clear, and some of my values have changed, or what I thought I valued certain things. And then it's like, wait, no, it really comes down to these three things, and I love that. I appreciate that so much. And I don't think that I would have reached this place at this time right now if it wasn't for this pandemic.
That's right.
Maybe later down the road, but
When
right
you
now,
had less life to live, statistically
right.
speaking.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm so grateful for that. And it's also helped inspire me because of this inner searching, this inner nurturing, this quieter time, figuratively. And,
Right.
it's like there's space now, there's space to really feel into the things that are important. There's space to decide, well, how do I want that to look in my life? How do my values, how do I act on what I say are my values?
Right.
What does that look like?
Right.
And for us being so far away from family, and if family is one of our values, then it's like, okay, well, what does that mean then? And then taking steps to change your life.
To live it out.
Yeah, to live it out. And I know that a lot of people think that life is really on hold right now. And I can see why, but it's not.
Yeah.
not.
That exact phrase and that exact idea and concept is what has brought me up short and really makes me think. I think it's been at the center of my reckoning with, my values and what I think is important, because that whole idea of life being on hold, or like when we can get our life back, so to speak, or go back to
Right.
quote normal, it just highlights for me and for us the reality that your life has never been taken away from you, and your life has never been put on hold.
Yeah.
What you are experiencing now, this is your life.
Right.
This is what your life is. You're living it now.
Yep.
And it's not what you expected. It's not what you hoped for. It's not what you planned for.
But that's a lot of life.
But nevertheless, this is it. Like, you get what you get. And this is what you got. It's not what you ordered, but this is what you have. And on one hand, especially for us Americans who grew up in a certain time where we were told, you can do whatever you want to with your life. You can, be whatever you want and all that kind of thing, right? Get it your way. For us who grew up with that kind of messaging, it can definitely feel like it sucks. But at the same time, I have also felt a sense of dignity and pride in accepting it and in integrating it, and in my spirit standing tall in meeting the moment.
Yeah.
And doing all the things that you just talked about, like looking at assessing your values.
Yeah.
And deciding and conducting yourself in a way that you want to live your life. What do you want your life to be about? That does not have to change. And in fact, these situations that we're
is
in.
so true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in fact,
That's so true.
the situation that we are all in collectively and individually actually lends greater importance and allows you to have perhaps an even greater impact than you otherwise would have.
I mean, part of living a truly full life is entails examining and nurturing your inner life.
Well,
and if
totally.
you're not, and
Yeah.
truly, like, if you're not going to take advantage of that right now during this time, like, are you ever really going to do it then? Like, you're going to like wait till, I don't know, 10 years from now? And I mean, I don't know. It's like, now is the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. And in that vein, here's the other thing that Sienna and I were just talking about recently. This mindset that we have seen, and I've seen in myself, of like, you know, when there's a vaccine and when we can get back to normal, right? When those of us who have lived meaningful lives before COVID-19, we know what it's like. We know what life is like on planet Earth without having to worry about that.
Yeah.
And so we have this baseline of what normal is. And we think, oh, once this COVID-19 problem is dealt with and solved, then we can go back to how it was. But by all accounts from science, that is not in the options. By all accounts, at this point, this particular virus is going to be endemic, just like how influenza or the flu is. It's something that we will, the human race, this planet will be dealing with. So this idea of like, oh, we just have to make it through and then things can go back. It's like, no. How about having or developing the mindset and the psychology that can adapt and be flexible and welcome in and say goodbye to the old and welcome in the new normal, and not in a way that's defeatist, not in a way that's full of resignation, but in a way that's full of strength and says, I'm gonna change and evolve and meet the moment for the good.
Yeah. I mean, because, you know, back in March, I remember feeling like just bummed. I mean, that's not the word, but, you know, just like, oh my God, there goes the year.
And now it's like, well, there goes your life.
That was my mentality, really.
Right.
Because I'm a planner and I like, you know, knowing what's happening for the full year and start planning it in December. And then come March, I was like, oh my God, there goes all these, we can't do all this stuff on our calendar. And I'm talking about, there were some social things and concerts and stuff like that. But I'm talking about more from maybe a business standpoint. Like, we had planned out our whole year. And I felt really disappointed and stressed out that, oh my God, what now? Like, how can you plan during this time now?
Yeah.
But thankfully, I'm so grateful that when I look back at that time, I see myself as a different person.
Wow.
You know, and now I feel exactly what you said. I feel more flexible with how things are going to unfold. I know how I would like it to unfold. I'm trying to plan with what I think, in how I think I can efficiently plan. But because there's still a lot of unknowns in certain aspects of that plan, I feel ready to adapt, you know, depending on how things are. But I definitely feel still, I definitely feel more of a sense of purpose, more on target than prior to the pandemic.
Wow.
You know, but I think it's because of the continued nurturing of the inner life. You know?
Yeah. For me, here, I'll just share this, and this is all I have to say about this for now.
Look,
I know,
how
we're going
long we're
on
talking.
and on.
Oh my God.
I'll just say that for me, that inner life thing that you're talking about has made me realize in a deeper way that brings me more fulfillment than ever before. A few things, and these are the things that keep coming back to me. Number one is that my one individual life is so fleeting. We're all going to die someday, whether it's a conventional or non-conventional death. You know, we're all going to die. And of course, it's like, well, yeah, duh, we are all going to die. But everything that we have been experiencing, again, health-wise, economic-wise, political-wise, it's like it just brings that fact home more, that my one individual life is fleeting. But the phenomenon of life itself, the universe itself, life on this planet is just an enormous thing that's beyond my comprehension. And those two things have always been true. But now I have a greater awareness of it, that I'm a part of this amazing continuum of life itself. Number two is that I get to be conscious of that fact. And that awareness, that glimpse of a visceral sensation of being aware of that just throughout the day has just been a trip in a good way. And the last thing is that the opportunity as a human being, the opportunity to live as an energy pattern, as part of an energy pattern of love, is just mind-blowing. And it's mind-blowing.
Three beautiful points.
Almost in a literal way, because it's not even a mind thing. It's not something that you can can limit to intellectualizing. It's something that you feel. It's a heart thing. It's a soul thing. And that's the stuff that makes life worth living.
Yes.
Preach it!
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you are wrapping it up. Okay.
We hope that you have a good week ahead. A good week. Have a good week.
Good. Yes. Good. That makes me think of E.T.
Good?
Be good. All right. Until next time, this is Sienna. Sorry, it's the Gen X thing coming up again. All right, that was Sienna. This is Toast. As always, inviting you to live your love story.